Welcome back, artists. Today we are going to be creating our own Kandinsky-inspired works of abstract art using randomly generated numbers. For this project, you are going to need one piece of drawing paper or notebook paper, a piece of scrap paper that you don't mind tearing up, an empty cup or container, a pencil, or a marker, or both. You can also bring in anything you would like to add color. You can use watercolors, crayons, markers, colored pencils, whatever you would like to do. So take a few minutes, get your materials, and let's get started. To begin our project, start with your scrap paper. You can tear it up into strips, you can cut it, just lay it out in front of you. We're going to write the numbers 1 through 10 and leave a little bit of space between each number because we are going to tear each number out or cut it to its own little square. So you will have 10 individual numbers. Take a second and number your paper. As you cut or tear your numbers, fold them over and put them into your empty cup. See, you don't have to have scissors to do this. Hands work just fine. Fold your numbers over and place them into the cup one at a time. Fold them so you can't see the number on the other side. Now, either on the back of the page that you will use for your drawing or on a separate sheet of paper, draw a long, straight up and down line. Lines that stand straight up and down are called vertical. V-E-R-T-I-C-A-L. Draw a vertical line and write the word vertical next to it. Next, draw a line that lies down flat, like that. These lines are called horizontal. H-O-R-I-Z-O-N-T-A-L. It is a mouthful. Horizontal. Underneath that, we're going to draw two diagonal lines. 1 and 2. Diagonal lines lean off to the side. Diagonal. D-I-A-G-O-N-A-L. Diagonal. Draw diagonal lines and write that word. We're going to have curved lines next. They can loop all around. Curved lines. C-U-R-V-E. Curve. And finally, zigzag lines. They can be any way you'd like. Sharp points. Z-I-G-Z-A-G. Write these 5 lines on your paper. Now, draw a number out of your cup. Oops, I got number 4. Write it next to vertical, number 4. I'm going to have to put 4 vertical lines in my picture. I'm going to have 1 horizontal line in my picture. You see where we're going with this? Another number. Let's see. I'm going to have to add 6 diagonal lines to my picture. Lines are the building blocks of all of our artwork. They are the first element we're studying. Oops, gotta add 2 curves. And finally, how many zigzags? Oh my goodness gracious. I got 10. 10 zigzags. You can also generate numbers with dice or playing cards. Now, either using the back of the paper where you drew your lines, or a separate sheet of drawing paper or notebook paper, we are going to start adding our lines to our composition or our abstract piece of art. I'm going to begin with my vertical lines. I have 4. I'm going to pay attention to how I balance them on my paper. When I say balance, I mean I'm not going to keep all of my art on one side of the page. I'm going to keep an eye on the whole paper as I work and make sure that it's pleasing to look at, that it's well balanced, and not all bunched up in one corner. Add vertical lines at any length you want. Then move on to your horizontal. They can even intersect your vertical lines, which means they cross over. I've got 6 diagonal lines. They can go in one direction or the other. I put all of mine going one direction, but you can switch it up. Again, I have them intersecting my horizontal and vertical lines, meaning they cross over. Add your curved lines. I have 2. I don't know how many you have. 1 and 2. It can be as complex as you'd like or as simple. As long as you'd like or as short. Finally, add your zigzag lines. Again, look at your page. Where do you need more lines? Try listening to music to get inspiration. Move your lines to the music you hear, or think about how you're feeling. Abstract art is your way of conveying a thought or an emotion with lines and shapes. Maybe you could even try making something that looks vaguely like something else. Try making an abstract animal with the lines that you pick. You can do this as many times with as many different numbers. And when you're done, you have an abstract piece of art with vertical lines, horizontal lines, diagonal lines, curves, and zigzags. And now you can add detail and color. You can come through with your marker if you would like to and thicken up your lines. You can add dots, you can add more curves, but start with your initial lines that you pick by generating random numbers. It's kind of like a game. Have fun, be creative, and if you have things to add color with, use those too.